Moving now to the develop module. We're currently on the library module. That's why the library menu item is highlighted in white. To move to the develop module, we just click on the develop module. And this picture happens to show because if you notice on the library module, I had that picture selected. Now, whatever picture you select and then click on the develop module, that picture is going to open in the develop module. So things are put in order for us because usually we import images first, and the import button is in the library module. We organize our images within collections while still in the library module, and then we make changes to our images in the develop module. So that's the next step. So let's pretend we're working on this particular image and then go to the develop module, and this is the interface. So let's cover the interface in general. If you look at the left side, there are two common things here in the left panel between the develop module and the library module. These two common things are navigator and collections because both exist in the library panel, the library module as well, navigator and collections. The difference here is that in the develop module we have presets, snapshots, and history that are additional options of the left panel in the develop module. What presets is basically a list of presets that Lightroom offers us. So, for example, if we wish to change an image to a certain black and white and give it a certain tint, there are many nice presets that are really powerful here. I'll give you an example of this black and white filter infrared film grain example, or the color creative color CP3 and so forth. So you have to spend time looking at these presets, built-in presets that are really very helpful and powerful. The history actually is the changes we made to the picture that are never ever erased. So you see the only two changes I made right now were adding the black and white preset and the color preset, and they're all recorded here under history. But I've already made other changes to my picture, which are cropping. I've also published on Facebook, and they all are visible under history. So to go back to the initial state of my image, how it was when it was imported, I just go to the very first step in my history panel and just click on that, and I will realize that that's the original image that got imported. So the great thing about history is that none of these steps is erased, even if we quit Lightroom and open it later on. What snapshots is basically, let's say, for example, we work on several steps in history. For example, we crop the image or we add a certain preset to it. Let me select something from here just randomly. Let's say grain light. It hardly shows. Let me select something else that's more visible, like this purple effect. And then go out of presets, and it's right here, purple glasses, it's under history. And let's say I want to make further changes to my image, but I don't want to lose this step. So it's recorded anyway, it's under history. Let's say I do other changes to it, like adding a different preset now, like the tone curve, a general grayscale, and then a creative split tone. Okay, it's all things we're pretending to do. It's just an exercise just to show you what snapshots is. And then we go back to the purple glasses preset and go over snapshots and click on this plus sign right here and give this a name, purple, for example, and close that. Now if we go back to the original image that was imported, we just hit on the import stage of history, and we realize that this is how our image was. The last step that we did is the preset creative split tone one, which is this. But it's a great thing that we took a snapshot of that purple effect, so that when we click on that purple effect under snapshots, we can get to it. So what snapshots is basically, even if you make 1 million changes to your picture and they all get recorded under history, but you happen to like 1, 2, 3, or 10, or however many snapshots of an image, or a certain effect that you don't want to lose, or maybe you don't want to spend time looking at the history steps, you just take a snapshot of that particular step and you add it here under snapshots. If you end up not liking it or you want to get rid of it later on, you just select it and hit this minus icon and it gets lost. But obviously it never gets lost from the history panel because it's actually right here. Now, this is with regards to the left panel of the develop module. Remember that presets, snapshots, and history are all new to this module. The right side of the develop module is the biggest deal of the software because this is exactly where we make changes and enhancements to a photograph. So starting with the histogram, if I open that, it shows the distribution of the tone values of a picture. So in this case, you realize that this particular picture has a lot of grays. The histogram also covers the extreme highlights and the extreme shadows of a picture, which we will discuss in a later tutorial. Under basic, we can make changes to our picture like adding temperature, changing the tint, adding exposure, just by dragging the slider of each of these features. These are things, again, that we will cover in a later tutorial in detail. And finally, under detail, we actually change the graininess of an image. If an image is sometimes slightly pixelated, it has grains, we can get rid of that. We can add luminance, color, and so forth. So this is an overview, but we'll cover all of this in detail in the coming tutorials.